in the lesson 16 writing. We stopped with lesson 14 last time because the curriculum has some problems. So we will be here today with lesson 16 about writing, describing a process or procedure. So first, what to include in describing? First, when you describe a progress, you will have to notice 4 things. These 4 things will be the main structure of your writing. Text, first, what the object is and what it is for. The second question, what it is like. Third question, how it works. And the last one, brief information on it. It is optional. So after answering these 4 questions, you will get all the information you need to start writing a full paragraph. And that is the 4 questions for describing a process. And for describing a procedure, there will be 5 questions. The first question, what it is and what it is for, what to prepare for it, what should be done first, next, and last, what can eventually be achieved, and brief information on it. This is optional. Okay, so no matter what type of process or procedure you have to describe, please follow these questions, okay, to get the right structure for your writing text. Okay. Are there any questions for this part? Do you have any questions, or should we continue? Okay, thank you. So, uh, here's an sample passage analysis. Okay, you should spend about 20 minutes on this task. As a class assignment, you have been asked to describe a telephone. Describe a telephone and explain how it works. Okay, and your description should be relevant to the task and well organized. Okay, so this is a diagram about a telephone, and you'll have to describe it and how it works. And yep, these are the 4 questions that you have to answer in order to describe this diagram. Okay, so I'll give you around 10 to 15 minutes to answer these questions and try to organize the details in your mind to write a good paragraph. Okay, I'll add the questions here. Okay, can you see the questions down here? You'll have to answer these 4 questions in order to describe this diagram. Yeah, here are the 4 questions. Okay, I added here so that you can look at the diagram and answer the questions properly. You'll have about 10 to 15 minutes to answer these 4 questions. Do you know what you have to do now? Thank you. Okay, please start. Okay, do you have the answers for the questions? Okay, since the question 4 is optional, so yeah, you may not have to work on it now. I just need the answers for the first 3. Okay, do you have the answers? Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot to turn on the mic. So yeah, I will start again. Start over. Okay, first, the object is telephone. Okay, correct. But in the present, there are still people using this type of telephone. So you can change the tense of your sentence into it is commonly used as a communication device. Okay, that is for the first question. The second question, what it is like? Okay, uh, to answer this question, okay, you will have to look at this diagram and the answer should be based on the details. Okay, first, um, when they ask you what it is like, they want you to describe everything you can see and everything that appears on the picture on the diagram. For example, on top of the telephone is the receiver, okay, and these two ends, there are mouthpiece and earpiece, okay. Next, on the push button keyboard, this is the push button keyboard. On the keyboard, there are buttons, okay. Each button owns a number. Yep. For example, that is the example for the question what it is like. Okay? They ask you to describe the appearance of the object that you have to describe, the appearance, the details on it. Okay, that is for the second question. And the third question, how it works. Okay, I can see that you wrote at the transmitter, the sound is converted into an electrical signal. This signal is transmitted to the other party to call, correct? Okay, but you will have to understand that the answer for each question represents a small paragraph that you have to write in order to connect them and make them into a full paragraph. Okay, do you understand? So the your way of describing how it works is not wrong, but it is not just like you have to be more precise. You have to write more details. Okay. And yeah, the details about which introduced by Bell Labs, and the father of the first telephone was Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, this can be a bonus point, but when you have to do the real exam, when you're in the room, have to do the real exam, these types of information, okay, you can delete it, and if you have time, and if you can still think of it after you are done describing everything, you can add it as a bonus point, but leaving it out is okay. Here, because these are the answers. Okay, a telephone, a very convenient device for US to have contact with the outside, or a communication device is okay. Okay. Yep. Here's the sample. A telephone is something that we cannot do without in our life. It is a very convenient device for us to have contact with the outside, or like what you said, is commonly used as okay. Yep. And you don't have to. Another note that you don't have to use the past tense while describing the process of procedure. Okay. Because no there are no marks of time in these types of uh, exercises. Okay, no marks of time. Okay, we are not sure about the time. Yep, so we can use the simple present. Okay, here is the answer for the first question, the first small paragraph. Okay, the second paragraph is for the answer for the second question, what it is like. Okay, let's see how they describe it. Here, the one in the picture is a standard push button telephone. Okay, first you have to say what kind this object is. Trước hết thì để cho nói tiếng Việt cho nó dễ vậy, trước hết thì mình sẽ phải nói rằng cái loại này, ví dụ như ở đây người ta nói là đây là cái trong bức tranh này là một cái telephone có nút bấm điển hình. Rồi, vậy thì trước hết mình cần phải đưa ra cái loại telephone là gì để người ta có một cái nhìn rõ ràng hơn về cái object mà người ta đang nhìn, về cái thứ mà mình đang describe. Okay. Next, the details of the telephone. On top of the phone is the receiver, as you can see, the receiver, and the two ends of which are the earpiece and the mouthpiece. Earpiece, mouthpiece. On the push button keyboard, there are the buttons. Each of them bears a number. Okay, the push button keyboard, there are the buttons, and each button bears a number so that you can push when you want to make a call. Okay. Yep, so please remember when you want to describe a process or procedure of something, okay, and there's a question what it is like. Okay, please describe the appearance of the object. Okay, the details of it, describe everything that you can see on the picture of the object. Okay, next, for the third question, how it works. And here's how they describe it. When you want to make a telephone call, you should follow these instructions. Okay, please remember that at the beginning of every paragraph, okay, you will have to write a proper beginning sentence. Okay, a proper this sentence will connect with the beginning sentences of the other paragraphs. Okay, and also gives the judges, the readers, the vision of what they will read in the paragraph. Okay. Vâng, trước
khi mà mình bắt đầu viết mỗi đoạn thì mình cần phải có một cái câu mở đầu hợp lý. Ví dụ như ở đây, telephone là một cái thứ gì đó mình không thể thiếu trong đời sống, và mình có thể nói tuyệt ra là cái thứ ở trong này, thì thứ mà tôi phải miêu tả là một cái telephone. To think that I have to describe this picture as a telephone. No. Okay. Mình sẽ bắt đầu bằng việc nói là telephone là một thứ không thể thiếu trong đời sống của chúng ta, cũng như kiểu mình viết văn học Việt Nam thôi. Mình cần phải có câu mở đầu hợp lý. Rồi, như ở câu mở đầu của đoạn thứ 2, the one at the picture is a stand-up push button telephone. Mình không thể nói tuyệt ra luôn là trên cái phone này là cái receiver, ở hai cái đầu này là cái earpiece and mouthpiece. Mình cần phải có một câu mở đầu, câu dẫn dắt mở đầu vào cái đoạn văn, cái paragraph, để người ta hình dung được rõ ràng là người ta sẽ nắm được những cái gì ở trong cái đoạn đó. Và cũng như ở đây, when you want to make a phone call, you should follow these instructions. Đó. Khi mà bạn muốn gọi một cuộc điện thoại thì bạn nên tuân theo những cái hướng dẫn sau đây, những cái quy tắc sau đây. Được chưa nhỉ? Rồi, mình không thể nói tuyệt ra là đây sẽ là cách mà cái telephone hoạt động, và đây sẽ là cái cách mà bạn dùng nó. Không, mình sẽ phải biến nó kiểu nói nào nhỉ, hoa mỹ lên một chút. When you want to make a phone call, you should follow these instructions. Đó. Rồi, so what are the instructions for using a telephone? First, pick up the receiver from the cradle, and there is from earpiece the buzzing sound indicating that the telephone is in good order. Đầu tiên thì mình sẽ cầm cái receiver lên. Hiểu chưa nhỉ? Có một từ ở đây, cradle. Cradle đây sẽ chính là cái giá đỡ ống nghe điện thoại này. Rồi, vậy thì trước hết mình sẽ cầm cái receiver lên, nhấc cái receiver khỏi cái giá đỡ, cái cradle. Ok, và từ cái earpiece này, rồi mình sẽ nghe được những cái tiếng the buzzing sound để cho thấy rằng cái điện thoại vẫn đang hoạt động tốt. Chứ nhỉ, earpiece là để nghe và mouthpiece thì mình sẽ kéo mồm và mình nói, đúng chưa? Rồi, vậy thì từ earpiece nên có cái buzzing sound để thể hiện rằng cái telephone vẫn có thể dùng được. Good is in good order. Okay, this can be a useful structure. You can note it down if you want to. The second step, then push the buttons for the number you need. Okay, push the buttons for the number you need. When finished pushing the buttons and the line is through, you will hear the beeping sound, 2 beeps followed by a pause. Sau khi mình bấm những cái nút này và cái đường dây điện thoại nó đã được thông, thì bạn sẽ nghe thấy cái tiếng beep. 2 beep thì sẽ dừng một lần. Rồi. Và nếu như mà mình mình đến cái lúc mà mình miêu tả, ví dụ mình vào vòng kia mà mình không biết chính xác là 2 beeps followed by a pause, mình không nghĩ được đến cái đoạn này, thì mình có thể có dừng ở đây. Hear the beeping sound, hoặc là mình có thể nói rõ là hear the right beeping sound for a through line. Nghe được đúng cái tiếng beeping sound cho thể hiện rằng cái đường dây nó đã được thông. Nếu như mình không thể miêu tả là chính xác 2 beeps followed by a pause. Đấy. Và cuối cùng, tiếp theo, now you just wait for the other end to answer you, okay? Or, like you said, okay, give me a minute, like you said, okay, now just wait for the other party to answer you, or for the other party to pick the phone up, to pick the call, or to answer. If the line is busy, however, you will hear a steady beeping sound. Nếu như mà cái đường dây nó không hoạt động, nó bị tắc, thì bạn sẽ nghe thấy một cái tiếng beeping nó kéo rất là dài, rất là ổn định. At this moment, put back the receiver and repeat the steps to get through. Và những cái lúc như thế này thì hãy đặt lại cái receiver vào cái giá đỡ và lặp lại những cái bước cho đến khi cái đường dây của bạn được thông. Rồi, vậy thì chị sẽ nói qua lại một lần cuối cùng về cái đoạn này. Trước hết, first, you have to mention the object and the purpose of it. Like here, the telephone is something we cannot do without in our life. and what it is used for, commonly used as a communication device. Okay, next, what it is like. In the second paragraph, describe the appearance, describe the details of the object. Okay, like here, the receiver, the earpiece and mouthpiece, the buttons, each of them bears a number. And the last paragraph, how it works. Okay, you have to describe in detail how you will use the object or how the object works. Okay, now instead of saying straight that this is how the telephone works, you can say that please follow these instructions, or you should follow these instructions, or here are the instructions when you want to make a phone call. Just don't say that this is how the telephone works. Okay, it is too straightforward, okay? And it will make some judges feel unpleasant. Okay, then describe every step of how to use the object. Okay, do you have any questions for this sample, or any questions for how to write this type of exercise? Okay, thank you. Okay, yep. Please take a note of this, or take a picture. Okay, this will be the main structure for you to describe a process or a procedure. Okay, I'll give you a minute to take a picture or to write it down. Okay, if you are done, please say in the text in the box chat. Okay. Okay, and I'll have to remind you that the type of describing the process or procedure is a very difficult type in the writing test. Okay, this brings the attendances a lot of troubles. Okay? There's many, many people struggle describing a process or procedure. This is just a simple one. But in the future, you will have to encounter many more typical types of processes and the procedures. Okay, so please understand the most basic structure of how to describe these two. Okay. Okay, are you done taking note? Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, so we will start analyzing the language used in the sample. Okay, first, the double negative. Cannot do without something. Something means cannot manage without somebody or something. For example, the telephone is something that we cannot do without in our life. Okay, double negative means the positive. Double negative means positive, and sometimes we can use a double negative to emphasize something. A double negative phrase like this should sometimes be used to enhance your expressive writing. other examples, we cannot sit by and do nothing. He is not unaware of the facts. Okay, you can say that a telephone is something that we need in our life, but sometimes use double negative, okay, to emphasize something or to enhance your expressive writing. In some types of writing, like writing essays or some kind of text, okay, using double negative, is totally fine. And sometimes it also shows that you understand the language you are using. Okay. Next, the word one. This is a pronoun. The one in the picture is a standard push-button telephone. Okay. How is this word used? The one is used to replace the telephone with the aim of avoiding writing the same noun several times, which results in a better piece of writing. Okay. When you say that the telephone in the picture is a standard push-button telephone, okay, it is not wrong, but you should avoid repeating the word telephone too much, although we know that the object we are looking at, we are describing, is a telephone. But repeating the word telephone too many times, okay, may bore the readers, okay, may make the readers become uninterested in your writing. Okay, so try to use other words to replace the word telephone, like the one in the picture. Okay. Yep. Okay. Or I can say that. Yep. Before giving you another answer, example, the word one here is just like others. The word others, you know, like many people, a lot of people love dogs and others love cats. Okay. Yep. The word others will replace the word people. Yep. And this one is in the same situation, as it would replace as it is used to replace the word indicating some kind of objects. Okay. For example, I really love that iPhone 12 and there is one in my house. Đó, ví dụ như vậy. Tôi rất thích cái iPhone 12 đó. Và thực ra thì tôi đã có một cái như thế ở trong nhà rồi. Nhưng mình không thể nhắc lại là I really love the iPhone 12 and I already have an iPhone 12 in my house. Okay? You repeat the word iPhone 12 too many times and you can fix that situation by using the word one. Okay, next, on top of something or on the with a noun. On top of the phone is the receiver, the two ends of which are the earpiece and the mouthpiece. On the push-button keyboard, there are the buttons. These two prepositional phrases are placed at the beginning of the sentence to put more emphasis on the location. Yep. These two phrases, yep, I think it is familiar with you, so I will not explain it further. Okay. The next phrase from the earpiece. First, pick up the receiver from the cradle, and there is from the earpiece buzzing sound indicating that the telephone is in good order. No, this prepositional phrase is put before the noun phrase, the buzzing sound, to avoid confusion. The buzzing sound from the earpiece indicating that the telephone is in good order. It cannot be put after in good order. Okay. Yeah. As they already explained, we will put the this type of prepositional phrase before our main objective. Ok, mình sẽ đưa cái cụm này lên trước cái passing sound, cái mà mình cần, cái danh từ mình cần chú trọng nhất, cái keyword của cái câu này, để mình nhấn mạnh rằng, mình nhấn mạnh và mình giải thích rõ cho người đọc hiểu rằng mình sẽ nghe được cái passing sound này từ cái earpiece. Ok, ví dụ như là trước đây mình có cái bài viết câu á, mà team A scored 2 more goals than team B. Okay, we put the 2 more goals in front of the terms team B to emphasize the fact that team A scored more goals than team B, and the number of goals is 2. Okay, this is in the same situation. You put it from the earpiece in front of the passing sound. Okay, to emphasize that you hear the buzzing sound from the earpiece. Okay. Yeah. Next, reduce participle phrase. What is the reduced participle phrase? Here's an example. When finishing pushing the buttons and the line is through, you will hear the peeping sound, 2 bits followed by a pause. Okay. What are the reduced participle phrases? Finishing pushing the buttons, followed by a pause. Okay, and they can be written as, when you finish putting the buttons and the line is through, you will hear the peeping sound, 2 peeps which are followed by the pause. Okay, this is the full version of this sentence. Okay, you can choose to write it all out, or using the reduced participle phrase like finishing pushing the buttons, 2 peeps followed by a pause. Okay, using these phrases are not wrong considering the grammar. Moreover, using these phrases, okay, will help you like save more time. In my opinion, it will help you save more time, especially when there are only a few more seconds to write before it is out of time. Okay, and writing all of this, when you finish, you will hear 2 beats which are followed by the pause. It would be a little bit too long. It will take your time. So write with these phrases, these reduced phrases. Okay, I think that it will help you save more time. Okay. Yep. For example, when okay, like when I say that when you're done with your assignment, or I can say that when done with your assignment. Okay. Yep. You will receive the reply which is made by your teacher, or you can say that you will receive a reply made by your teacher. Okay. Yeah. Those are the reduced participle phrases. Yet try to use this more often in your writing to make your writing seems more complicated to others. They will rate your writing higher. Okay, for number 6, conditional sentence type 1. Okay, I think that you may be familiar with this. The main clause will be subject, go with, will, can, may, and verb infinitive. In the if clause, subject with, verb present simple. Conditional sentence type 1 is used to talk about situations that may be true or occur in the present or future. Okay, first, did you learn about all the 3 types of the conditional sentences? The if clause. There are 3 types. Did you get to learn all 3 of it? Okay, did you learn all the three types of the conditional sentences, the if clause? If you okay, thank you. Yep. Okay. Okay, if you're ready, know the three types of the conditional sentences. Okay, so I think that I don't have to explain any further. Okay, next, we will focus on the adjective clause. For example, a telephone is something we can do without in our life. We cannot do without in our life in this sentence is an adjective clause in which the relative pronoun that which is omitted. Okay. There are cases. In the full version, we will say a telephone is something that to in our life, but we can delete this word. Okay? Since without the word that or which, there is no problems with the grammar of this sentence. Okay. For example, the school essay is something I really hate. It is something that I really want to avoid. Or that bakery is a place I go there too often. Yep, you can omit or you can delete the word that or which, since there will be no problems with the sentences. Okay. Next, of which. On top of the phone is the receiver, the two ends of which are the earpiece and the mouthpiece. Which replace the noun phrase receiver to vary the style of writing and also to avoid repetition, which makes your writing dull. Okay, the problems of repeating too much words at the same time is repetition. Okay, like in this case, we will replace the receiver with which. I think that you know how to use this word. Okay, of which or of which. Okay, when you say in the full version, like on top of the phone is the receiver, the two ends of the receiver are the earpiece and the mouthpiece. Okay, you can not make sure that in the other sentences you will not repeat the word receiver. Okay, so try to replace it with which. Okay, to avoid repetition. Okay, yep. And the last one, noun clause. First, pick up the receiver from the cradle and there is from the earpiece the buzzing sound indicating that the telephone is in good order. Okay, here indicating that the telephone is in good order is the noun clause. Okay, which will emphasize the purpose of the buzzing sound. Okay, or we can say in the full version that the buzzing sound, comma, the buzzing sound indicates that the telephone is in good order. Okay, if you write in the full version like that, okay, you will be right in the repetition situation where you repeat the words or the phrases too many times. Okay, instead use the noun clause like indicating that. Okay, or if you don't want to use noun clause, you can say that the buzzing sound which indicates that. Okay, which here or the noun clause, okay, are the possible alternatives for to avoid the repetition. Okay, yep. So that is everything you need to know about lesson 16. Are there any questions or any words or phrases you want me to explain further? Or it is okay?
Okay, are you through with everything that we discussed in lesson 16? Or are there any things that you need me to explain? Okay, yep, thank you. So yep, we are done with lesson 16, and I will find a sample. Okay, another diagram or another process or procedure. Okay, that we will practice in the next lesson. So now we'll begin with lesson 17, only a part of lesson 17 before we end our lesson today. Okay, in our next lesson, lesson 17, we will practice listening skill. Okay, we will hear only one exercise in this lesson before we end. Okay, with the lesson 17, you will hear about the money or the currency. British money has pound and pence. 1 pound equals 100 pence. Okay, and this simple pound is written before the number, but it is said after the number. For example, here we said a pound or 1 pound, 20 pounds. Okay, don't forget to put the s after the word pound when it is more than 1 pound. Okay, next, 100 pounds or 100 pounds. Okay, and the pence symbol P is written after the number and said after it. 50 pence, 76 pence. Another note, a sum of money can be said in different ways. 10 pounds 50 pence. Okay, or 10 pounds 50, 10.50. Sorry, here, I'll put this down here. 10 pounds 50 cents. It is the standard way to read the sum of money, or you can say 10 pounds 50. They will understand immediately that the 50 here is the pence. 10 pounds 50 or 10.50 is okay. The same with this sum of money, 21 pounds 99 pence, or you can delete the word pence, 21 pounds 99 or 21.99. Okay, here you will be listening to the recording, and please write down the price for each item. Okay, I will start the recording now.
Part 4.
Hello?
Money. Exercise 1. How much is this? Listen to the tape and write down the price for each item.
1. How much is this CD player?
It's 120 pounds.
2. How much does this bicycle cost?
It's 90 pounds.
3. How much does this cost?
The TV set? It's 269 pounds. 4. How much is the camera?
It's 199 pounds.
5. How much does this radio cost?
It's only 49 pounds.
6. How much do the binoculars cost?
69 pounds.
Yeah, sorry, there was a phone call. Did you hear all of it, or okay, you can hear it? Yeah, I will play it one more time. Sorry, there was a phone call. I have to take. Okay, here.
Part 4. Money. Exercise.
Okay, did you hear the sound? Yeah, okay. Thank you. So, I will play the recording once, okay, so you can get the vision of the details in this exercise, and we will continue listening to this the second time in our next lesson on Monday. Okay.
Part 4. Money. Exercise 1. How much is this? Listen to the tape and write down the price for each item.
1. How much is this CD player?
It's £120.
2. How much does this bicycle cost?
It's £90.
3. How much does this cost?
The TV set? It's £269. 4. How much is the camera?
It's £199.
5. How much does this radio cost?
It's only £49.
6. How much do the binoculars cost?
£69.
Okay, so this will be the end of our lesson today. Okay, thank you for joining. Okay, I hope that there will be no problems with the mic or the sound in the next lesson, so that we can communicate. Okay, yep, goodbye.